Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. Node It All. Today I'm going to cover how to set up a Zen secure masternode. Ready? Here we go. Alright, so step 1, introduction and domain registration. Alright, let's read through the guide here. So basically we're running a secure node. The recommended memory is 4 gigs of RAM plus or 2 gigs of RAM plus the 2 gig swap, which we will run that command later on. They recommend 30 gigs or larger. The storage minimum requirements and recommendations will be periodically increased as the size of the blockchain increases. Okay, so we're going to go to Volta right now, and we're going to launch a server. Okay, so we're going to go to deploy new server. We're going to launch this in Chicago, Ubuntu 16.04. They said 2 gigs of RAM, I believe. Is that what that said? Well, it said 4 gigs of RAM. 4 gigs of RAM. So we need, we're going to need the $20 a month package, which comes with 80 gigs of hard drive space, so that should be good. What else do we need on this? Excuse me. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna deploy this. So that's being deployed. Domain registration and propagation. Alright, so a domain registration is required for a secure node, supernode setup. This must point to the external IP address of the secure node. The value used for your DNS record is referred to as your fully qualified domain. It will have a format along the lines of myhost.domain.com. Before you begin configuration of your security, verify your domain has fully propagated. You can check if you're using an IP4. So there's a video here. Let's just kind of watch it because I want to go through this also. How to do this.
Hello everyone, this is Nathan from Zencash, also known as Stoic Nate on the community Discord. Doing an impromptu video here about domain name registration for our secure node.
We can really hear that, so never mind. Okay, so let's go back to this. Domain name, registration and propagation. Many VPS providers do not pre-configure IPv6. You must follow your provider's instructions on setting. Once configured properly, your DNS with a record resolving to the IP4. You can verify proper connectivity with the commands listed below. Okay, so let's see. Hang on, this may not be up yet. Alright, it says it's up. Let's see if we can get in. So make sure you guys download PuTTY. You always need PuTTY to access your Linux-based VPS. Alright. So yes, we're logging in as root for now. Obviously later on we are not going to be using root as our main user. So let me go back to the instructions here. So So I think my domain that I'm using is cryptohacks.org, I believe, is the host that I was using. My host, which would be Okay, so to propagate the domain name and registration, you obviously have to buy a domain. I'm using, for my example, I'm using my cryptohacks.org. I created a type A because I'm on IPv4. My host name is Zen, and then my IP address is here. And you know, it could take like days for your or hours for your host to actually point to it. And so, but right now, once you do that, you can just run the command down here where it says ping IPv4, and then you should be able to run it with your Zen was my host name, and then .cryptohacks.org, which is my domain, and I hit enter, and I should be getting a response like that. And also, if you go to like command prompt, like if you're on your own computer, and you just type ping zen.cryptohacks.org, you should also get a ping. You should be able to ping the server. See? Just like that. So that's how you know it's working, guys. We're going to move on to step 2 here, which obviously is to ping the to make sure it's working, and then verify you can reach your node. We're going to do the same thing here. We're gonna ping it again. Yeah. See, open a command prompt, ping it. Okay. So I'll do that again. We'll just go to the command prompt. And I'm obviously going to change this to zen.cryptohacks.org. And we are getting a reply, and that is a good sign. So looks like we are good. So now we're going to go to part 2, guys. Okay guys, welcome to part 2 of my video. Here we go. We're going to log into our VPS, which I'm already logged into. They're actually saying to log in via your host name, so we're going to do that exactly as the instructions say. So ours is zen.cryptohacks.org. Open. Yes, we're going to log in as root for now, and I'm going to copy the password and get in. There we go. Alright, let me pull this back up. Where are we here? Okay, so now that we're in, we're going to do apt get install sudo. Now what this command does is, obviously we're going to add a user to the server, so we're just logged in as root, okay? We're going to run this command, and it's done, okay? And now we're going to do set a username environment variable, change the value of ZenOps to your preferred username. Okay, so I'm going to use, instead of ZenOps, I'm going to use node it all. Or I'm actually going to use node 1. Okay, so node 1 is now my user, and I'm going to make a note of that myself. Okay, and then create a strong password. Add a non-root user. Adding to the ADM systemd journal and sudo group as part of this command. Create a strong password and re-enter to confirm. Do not lose this password. Groups explained. Okay, so here's the command. We're obviously going to we're obviously going to change username to well, I guess it will know. Let me just read this real quick. Do not replace field starting with $ like the following. It is meant to be copied and pasted without edits. Okay, so we're going to just hit enter. So we're going to create a password. Okay, so password updated successfully. Now, once we do that, okay, we obviously did that. So we want to switch to the new user. So we're going to do su node 1. Alright, to run a command as an administrator user root, the sudo user sudo command. Okay, so now we've now connected to our user node 1. Okay, so we want to do cd nda \. Alright, now we're in that. Now we're going to go to part. We're not going to go to part 3. Already have non-root user, therefore skipped steps 1 to 7 SSH into your node. These steps can be skipped if you completed steps 1 to 7. Okay, well obviously we're not doing that because we are going to go through the whole process here. Okay, so I'm confused. We just if you already have a non-root user, you can skip to step 7 or 8. I'm just verifying if I can skip some steps right now. I'm not sure if I can. I'm a little confused myself. So I installed the sudo. We create a user. Did all this. Oh, I see. We can proceed to part 3. Do not follow other steps that do not apply to your configuration. Switch to your non-root user. Okay. So we're going to go to part 3, I think. Package installation. Do not use capital letters. Okay, so set an environment variable to match the fully qualified domain name of the node. You will need to type this command and change fqdn to the value between the quotes to the value used in the domain registration of your node. Okay, so fqdn equals node 1 zen cryptox.org. Right? The value between the quotes to the value used in the domain registration of your node. Domain registration was zen.cryptox. Okay, so maybe it's just this. So So if we run fqdn, it should spit out. Maybe not. Alright, well, we're just going to run all these commands, and here we go. Just keep adding the universe repository on Debian systems. Okay. Well, we're not on a Debian system, so we are not skipping any of these commands. Okay. Okay, so we're done with that. We are going to add the Horizen repository to the source list. Okay, that's done. We're now going to pull the GPG key. This may take some time, I guess, so run it again until it has been imported. Looks like it was imported, so that's good. We're going to export it. Okay. We are running this command because we are not running a Debian node. Okay. Sudo git update the package cache again with the Horizen and certbot repositories added as sources. Okay, we're going to install the Daemon. Guys, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel if you guys like my content, and give that thumbs up. That really helps with the algorithms on YouTube. And make sure you click that bell to get all my future updates. Okay, so now we're up to, we just ran the certbot, so we're up to the next command here, which is the fetch parameters. So we're going to download the required parameters for Zen Daemon. Retrieving data. Here we go. This is going to take a minute. It's downloading about 868 megabytes. Or, yeah, I think so. So this could take a minute, guys. I am downloading pretty fast. The ETA on this is about, keeps increasing. So, it looks 96% done. Okay, so after you run the fetch parameters command, it should take about 15-20 minutes. That's why I paused the video, guys. But now we're going to launch the Zen Daemon. Alright, so we're going to paste here. Please restart ZenD to continue. You will not see this warning again. Running a default configuration file without review is considered a potential risk, as ZenD might accidentally compromise your privacy if there is a default option that you need to change. Okay, so create a configuration file for ZenD, copy and paste the entire block of text on the right. Paste the command line. Okay. So we're going to run this command. Okay. We're obviously not going to run the existing node one because we don't have one. Okay. So we're going to continue with the commands here. Zen server starting. And now we're going to run the get info. Looks like we're on the right version. Okay, so we ran the get info. We're on block 864. I believe there is a okay, well, we didn't get that error message, did we? No, we didn't. So now we're going to go to part 4. Configure a swap file and benchmark. Join swap on your node. Did we do all that already? Okay, well, we're going to do the part 3A here. Under the total column, okay, so get a list of swap file names and paths to your system. Well, we didn't get that. turn off and remove swap file if one exists. The path and swap file. Okay. Well, no, it doesn't look like anything exists, so we're not turning anything off. So we're gonna just run this. Okay. Wow. Right. So those don't exist. Okay. So we're gonna allocate. Set the permissions. Hey, we just allocated it 2 gigs. So swap on. Now it should show. Right. I assume that there's a lot more. It's normal to knock it out early. It may take a few minutes. So we're going to need to eventually come back here once I guess we can try. So this could take a few minutes, like it said. So we're just going to hang on and wait. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. As always, click that bell to get all my updates and my notifications. Okay? So we did get a runtime here. So let's go back to part 3 and see if we missed anything. I don't think we did. But let's just double check. Okay. So we're going to go to part 4 now. Okay, welcome to part 4 of Horizen Secure Node. We're going to be securing our SSH. So open a second terminal window and check for an existing public-private key pair on your local device. Steps, wait. Generate an SSH, okay, that's when I perform your local machine, not node. Okay, so this is all performed on your local machine. Ensure you are still logged in your first terminal. Open in part 2. Okay. Alright, well, let's see if this is for Windows systems. Okay, so Okay. Where are we? We're on securing this. Okay. So. So we're going to open command prompt. We're going to do this. Oh, it's not a batch file. Okay, so I'm confused. Yeah, we're going to use Windows because we're on Windows. Okay, this is to create SSH. Alright, so let's see where we're at. Block West, 29,800. Alright, so let's see. Oh, everything's oh guys, Zen's over 1250. Okay, so let's see where their block explorer is here, so we can kind of get an idea of how many more blocks we got. Alright, yeah, so the last block generated was 514,003. We got a ways to go to download all this, the entire chain here, so that's going to take a while, but let's get through the rest of this guide here. So securing SSH, I know I keep saying it, but I want to just understand myself what this really means. So SSH provides an authentication option that utilizes an RSA public-private key pair. This allows you to lock your node to only be accessible via SSH by use of private key, preventing all password-based access, while this provides an additional level of security when accessing your node remotely. Care should be taken to prevent locking yourself out of your. If you already have an existing SSH key pair, you may choose to use that pair if you're accessing it. Okay, so this is just for further security for your node. I'm going to skip over this just for sake of time, but make sure you guys do this. This is obviously just to create extra security layer, so if someone does crack your password, they're going to have to figure out a way in aside from that. So that's what the securing SSH is for. So now we're going to go to part 5, which is securing the host, and this I'm definitely going to have to do. Okay. So while on your node, or while on your create basic firewalls to secure the host, copy and paste each of the following in order. Port 80 are required only if you do not have your own SSL to use for validation. Okay, so we have all that. So we're going to copy this, paste it. Default outgoing policy change to allow. Be sure to update your rules accordingly. Okay, so I'm just going to copy each one of these commands. Remember, when copying and pasting, you just literally copy like this normally, and then just right mouse click in your command window for Linux. And make sure you guys, if you like and subscribe to the channel if you like what I'm doing here. I'm going to be continuing to produce content, how-to videos like this for other projects as well, not just Zen, but I'm a big fan of Zen. So I do support their community and will continue to make videos for them. Alright? Firewall is active and enabled on the system startup. So now we're going to run the status command, and it's going to spit out exactly what the output is here, which is great. Status active. Perfect. So this is how we know we did this right. You have generally installs and deployed. Okay. So we're going to obviously run this as well. Executing that. Okay, so part 5 is done. We're moving on to part 6. Verify your environmental variables set correctly for part 3. Steps 1 and 2 before continuing. New bad readers before continuing. Okay, so we're going to double make sure that our FQDN is set up properly. So we're going to go echo this. Yeah, so our output is not correct. Okay, so we're going to have to redo our FQDN real quick, and if not, you need to go back and redo the steps before continuing for part 3. Okay, so we're going to go to part 3 real quick. So here we go. Part 3 is we're going to do Zen, or yeah, I believe it's cryptohacks.org. Oh, we need to put in the quotations, I believe. Okay. So if we run the echo command now, okay, perfect. All right. So now that that's, well, let's make sure we run all this again. And update that. Alright, so I think that that's done now, so that if we run the command now, it should spit back zen.cryptohacks.org, which it does. So echo needs to output your FUDN, which it does. And now we'll run this. Perfect. Install a certificate required for end-to-end TLS encryption for the secure supernode network. Certbot will be used to generate and validate your certificate. Okay, so that one didn't exist. Failed to stop. Okay. Alright, well, we successfully did that. So now we're going to copy the root CA as required for your distribution. This example is proven for Daemon and Ubuntu, so we're using Ubuntu. Okay. Update our certificates. Okay, yep, we got that exact output. And we're going to add a certificate and key locations to our Zen configuration file, and that's how we do that. And do the same for our private key. And we'll modify ownership. Modifying permissions. Now we're going to start and stop the Zen Daemon to get all those updates. So we've now stopped the server. It's taking its good old time here, but patience is always a virtue. And is now starting. So momentarily here we'll be able to get a command window here back. And here we go. Now we're going to see if we're going to run the command shown and verify true is returned in this row to TLS cert certified. Okay, so TLS cert certified is true. Perfect. Now we're going to go to part 7, guys. Okay, so we're going to need to install Horizen on our local machine. Transfer a minimum amount of 4205. Okay, so I've already done this. Okay, so generate a new T address on the node. So to do that, we're going to run this command. So that's the address we're going to be sending the 0.05 to, from what I'm reading. So on our wallet, we are going to generate, okay, we did that. After this step, your node should have 2 T addresses. Wait a minute. Okay, so this is our address. Okay. One is always present by default after running Zen for the first time. First is used to identify your node. The second will be used to transmit a small balance. There is 0 to run this command again. Oops, God. Alright, so generate, okay, I only saw one, by the way, so maybe we can run this and just get all of them. Okay, yeah, so this is both of them now. Alright, so we have both here. So what we're needing to do now is .05 Zen from the T address used in step 2, retaining a balance of 42 or 500 for the stake to the T address copied in step 3. Okay. Transfer a minimum amount of 42.5 to a T address in your wallet. This can be transferred from external. Okay, I have that. This T address will be used as a stake, so make note of it and ready to use in part 8 of the guide. 42.5 is suggested balance, and the intention is to remain 40 at the minimum of 42. The additional small balance of 0.5 should be sufficient for the challenges for the transaction fees. Okay, so we generated this. So the one we generated is the one we're going to probably send the 0.05 to. So now we are going to go to batch withdraw. See if I'm doing this right. Use Horizen's batch withdrawal feature to withdraw the balance over 42 Zen. Okay, so I have 44.82 in scraps, so let's just do some quick math here, guys. I know 44.8241406 86 minus 0.05. So we're going to amount to keep is this amount. So we're going to paste that in here. Amount to keep is 44.7741406, and we are going to send it to this address here. Okay. And then I believe we click withdraw. So it says it was sent successfully. Let's just double check that it was. So it should be about 0.05, 0.0499 Zen. Okay, so that works. So on the node, I think we're going to need to wait for the actual node to be completely synced to the blockchain. So let's just do get info real quick. Warning, check your connection. 0 blocks received in the last 4 hours and 96 expected. So I forget. Oh, okay. It says not to be worried about that. We have a lot more blocks to download here, guys, so I'm going to pause this video and come back when we are completely synced, and we will proceed in part 7 of the setup. Okay, guys, welcome to part 7 of the Horizen secure node setup. So let's double check just to make sure we have a wallet that's completely synced to their blockchain. I'm going to pull up Masternodes at online right now and go to their Explorer. And also our Horizen wallet should also say. So 514,754. We are at 514,754. Okay, so we are synced. We should be able to see the transaction that we had sent. So let's run this command on the node to get the balance. So there you go. Our balance is exactly 0.045 or 0.0499. All right. Okay, so we're going to split. We're going to split the fees as noted here. Split the balance on the node's T address, sending half to each Z address. Okay, so we're going to run the following command. Run the following command to watch the node balance when the private balance of 0.049 is shown exit the. Okay. So once we do this, okay, so now it's moved out. Okay, so we've now run the. While waiting for transactions to confirm, check out video challenge. Balances both spent and unspent are never burnt, removed from supply unless the node operator intentionally or unintentionally loses access to the keys for the challenge addresses, deletes, or replaces wallets identified on the node. Okay, so now we are going to move on to part 8 of our video here, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content that I'm producing today. I'm producing this content for you guys, so make sure you guys hit that bell and always catch updates of when I'm going to be posting my next videos. Okay. So install and configure the node tracker. Okay, so we're going to run the command here. And then we are going to install Node.js to further track our node. Okay. Okay, we're going to copy the node tracker git. Permission denied. Oh, so we just have to write sudo in front of it, I think. Okay, so okay, so we're gonna restart the Zen Daemon and check the address configuration. The output of the second command should display the addresses entered in the previous step. So here we go, we're stopping and starting the Zen Daemon. Okay, so now we're going to run this command to get the network info. While it's still trying to open. Okay, so that's good. So enter the node type. We got a secure node set up here. Staking transparent address. Okay, so that would be my public wallet address here. So this is how you're going to get paid out. Okay, so I think that's it for the node tracker. Now test the node tracker installation and configuration. So, test it. Okay, so I'm going to have to redo the node setup because I need to re-enter my staking address. So I'm going to use this address now. That's correct. That's correct. That's correct. So let's see if it works now. Alright, so we're just going to have to wait until this transaction goes through. It has not been confirmed. So I'm going to just pause the video for now, and we'll pick back up in a second. Okay guys, I think we're ready here. Let's just double check. Okay, so registration successful and able to collect stats without a node ID. Okay, so we're all, I think we're all set. Part 8 is done. So we're going to check the Zen system here. Here I am, guys, zen.cryptohacks.org. Alright. Select your node. Check the following top values. Cert valid, state up. I think that's what you want to see. Cert valid says true, and state is up. Okay, so on to part 9, guys. Oh wait, let me just read what it said at the bottom there. No displays on the tracking site. Okay, yeah, so continue on to part 9. Create a system D unit file for Zen Daemon, copy and paste the entire block of text. Okay. Does this have to be done in okay. Now we're going to stop it. Okay, now we're going to restart the Zen tracker. And we're going to get a status. And we have the service is running and we are, looks like, good to go. So now we want to follow the logs to check for the first challenge being received. Do not reboot or stop ZenD. Okay. The total time should be fewer than 200. Yeah. Okay guys, so what it's doing is it's going through the system to make sure that the tracker and everything is operating correctly here. Looks like we're getting some downtime logged here, so that's not good. This could take a couple minutes to do the challenge, so I'm gonna pause the video for now. Alright guys, so I actually kind of skipped ahead a little bit here. I actually forgot to press the record button after that happened on waiting for the challenges on part 9. But everything... Did I do all this stuff?